right? So in this video, I'm going to be using SOH or sine in an actual example. And if you ever feel like I'm going too fast, you can pause, just look at what's on the board, and then press play again. So to start, we know this is SOH because it is on one of our numbers is opposite from the degree, and one of them is the hypotenuse. Although it is adjacent, it is also the hypotenuse, and that takes over. So that means we know it is sine minus 1. So if you're ever trying to find the degree and you don't know when to use minus 1 or 1, then what you can do is, there you go. All right. If you ever don't know what to do on if you need to use minus 1 or not, if you're trying to find a degree, you use minus 1, and if you're trying to find a side, then you don't use minus 1. So here we know it's sine because the opposite and hypotenuse here. And we could also, if we didn't know which operation was opposite hypotenuse, we could say SOH TOA in our heads, and we'd figure out which of those has an O and an H. This is O and A, so it's not tan. This is A and H, so it's not cosine, but this has an O and H, so that's so. So now that we have what we know we need to use, then we go sine minus 1, and then automatically make a bracket on your calculator, 12 over 15. I'm going to be rounding to the nearest tenth here, but you can still see me using the, let's reset that. So it is sine minus 1. Also, to get to minus 1, I'm going to bring this closer to the camera. Oh, I need to focus real quick. No. There you go. All right. So to get it to second, you don't actually press sine and then x minus 1, but instead you press second sine. So as I do here, so second sine, and then it makes the actual sine minus 1 we need. So sine minus 1, 12 over 15. The camera isn't picking up the digital display so well, so I'll just bring it closer. And we can close the brackets. We don't actually need to, but I will. And that gives us 53.13 blah 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 degrees. So 53.13 ... degrees. So if we're rounding to the nearest tenth here, there we go. If we're rounding to the nearest tenth here, it would be 53.1, since 3 doesn't round up, and degrees. So then we know that in this triangle, that angle would be, or if we want to make this algebraically, it would be like sine minus 1 over 12 divided by 15 equals question mark. Since our variable here is question mark, so I'm just going to list that as here. So sine and then when we figure it out, we know that it would be, I'm not going to rewrite this, but this step would come next. And we know it's 53.10, so then we know 53.1 equals question mark. Oh, 53.1 degrees. Remember your units. If you want to learn how to use the how SOH and TOA works, please check out the video in the description. And I also link to 2 other videos where I use an example for cosine and I use an example for tan.